I want to say thank you for tuning in to the very first episode of the Press Pass, where we take an in-depth look at some of the live shows from some of your favorite artists, known and unknown, and we critique them on a round of applause basis, 1 to 5, 5 being the best. My name is Calvin. I'm a photographer. Nice to meet you. Now, just to be clear, on this show, we don't only talk about the artist, but we also take a look at the venue, the promoter, along with the artist and any extras that may have occurred during our time on the tour. So we'll start off by taking a look at the venue, the beautiful House of Blues. If you know me, you know that's where I got my start here in the city of Dallas, shooting videos for concerts and taking photos for concerts. It was a beautiful thing, so to be able to get back in there after a long time was definitely a good feeling. And to have Nipsey Hussle being the one that was doing the show, I can't complain. Now, they also allowed smoking, so depending on who you are, you did or you didn't like it. Me personally, kind of liked it. Backstage, it was definitely a bunch of backwoods being rolled up. So if you're into that, there it is. You have it. If you're not into that, sorry for ya. Now, they also had tight security, which was definitely a good thing. Like I said, you definitely want to stay safe when you're in a venue. You won't have to worry about coming in there, somebody getting shot up. You never know. Seen it all, been to a couple concerts, and it's gotten pretty bad. So to have tight security, you may take that for granted when you're walking into a show, but you better believe it's needed. So the House of Blues definitely held it down on that aspect, so I can't complain. The only thing I will say about the House of Blues is the general population aspect. I'm definitely not a fan of that, because you're just sitting there standing the whole time waiting for somebody to come out, and that can definitely be tiring, frustrating, annoying, especially when you have somebody on stage prior to that's just rambling and going on, and you don't even give a damn about what he's talking about. So that's kind of one of the aspects of the venue that I don't really like so much, but hey, to each his own. They do have the balcony seating for those who want to do that as well. Next, we'll take a look at the promoters, Premier Live. That's who brought us Nipsey, and I will say, I can't complain. It was a tight-knit schedule. They made sure everything was on time. They made sure that nobody was lagging on stage. It was just a really well put together show that had everything in order, including the meet and greet afterward. I must say that I'm thoroughly impressed. I am biased because I am the official photographer, but still, we did the damn thing that day. Sold out the show. What can you say? And finally, let's take a look at our headlining act, Nipsey Hussle. This is my first time, so it was definitely good to be able to see him live. I will say that on this tour specifically, I don't know if I was a fan of the fact of him having really no openers. He did have one guy that came out prior to him, but it was only for about 15 minutes. I really didn't understand that. He did bring him back out later during his own set, but to have a guy come on 15 minutes, and he was part of Nipsey's crew. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but I'll get that to you. Don't worry. But outside of that, I can say that Nipsey really did his thing. He put on a good show, specifically coming off this album release, which was one of the most, spectacular rollouts I've seen in a long time. So pretty much to see this show, it was amazing. It was amazing. He had a live band. Can't complain about that. Anybody doing shows with a live band and they can pull it off like he did, especially with the type of music that he does, you can't complain. I got to give it up to him. Crowd participation. You could tell that there were a lot of fans in the crowd who were longtime Nipsey fans that were hanging on to his every word for word. You got to give it up. And he gave him the opportunity to also do that. You know how they like to do. Cut off the track, let the crowd sing. Now, there was I won't say it was a critique on the show, but it did kind of keep my attention. It was really a distraction. I don't know what the hell Nipsey had going on with his clothing, but My nigga had on these Pumas and they just could not stay tied up. You can actually take a look on his Instagram. I took a picture of that. He reposted on his page. Y'all go like it and tag me in it at Cal615 on Instagram. You like that plug. But make sure you go check that out. But I will say it was kind of distracting to see him having to keep tie his shoes. He also had a situation, I'm not sure who with the off-white sweatsuit that he had on, he had the pant leg rolled up, but it kept coming down, so he was constantly trying to adjust that. I don't know, it may not be a big deal to you, but I know for me, that was something that kept distracting me. I love the fact that he did a mixture of both new and old songs, so it gave the core fans an opportunity to reminisce with them if you hadn't seen them live. That was a good way to bring them in and make sure that you show love to them. Not only that, but he performed a good mixture of a lot of the songs on the Victory Lap album. So those who had just caught on or just recently caught on, they were able to, get a feel for that. And like I said, the energy was great. Can't complain. The crowd loved Nipsey. Another thing that I like that really irks me, and I noticed that a lot of openers do this, but they have a ton of fucking people on stage. Get off the stage. Why don't you get in the crowd and cheer your mans on so everybody else can get involved? But, of course, Nipsey didn't need this. But I did love the fact nobody was on stage. It kind of kept the attention on him. And he did a good job along with the band. So... now, with that being said, like I said at the beginning, we rate these shows on a scale of rounds of applause, 1 to 5, 5 being the best. I will say on this particular show, I'm going to give it 4. I will say 4. For one, you had the general population, which can kind of be a hindrance to some. You also had smoking, which I don't mind, but some people may mind. So you got to take that into account when you're discussing that. Also, the distraction, like I said, with Nip, with his clothes, just trying to make sure that was all together. It kind of, just threw me off a little bit in terms of enjoying the show. He literally stopped the show and just started tying the shoe, which, you gotta do what you gotta do. But even after that, they came back untied. I don't know what the fuck Puma got going on with these lasers or something, but they were like goddamn 50 feet long, and I don't know. But like I said, I'm gonna give this show a 4. I loved it. It's definitely something to see. If you have the opportunity to catch the Victory Lap tour coming to a city near you, I would definitely recommend it. Tickets weren't so bad. They were about $38, of course. When you go online to purchase them, there are different service fees involved with that. But needless to say, it was worth it in my opinion. If you haven't seen them, definitely go check them out. I would definitely recommend it. If you haven't heard the album, I recommend that as well. And I won't do that for a lot, but the Victory Lap album is definitely a quality body of work that you should check out. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, Nosboh Vision. Once again, subscribe to my YouTube, Nosboh Vision. That's where all the magic is going to happen. You'll be able to see that along with a lot of other information, shows, and things like that we're going to put together. Make sure you follow me on IG, Instagram, Cal615. That's CAL615. Make sure you go in there, give me a couple likes, comment on some of those pictures. If you see any photos on there of some of your favorite artists, you want me to review that particular show, I can do that. Just go ahead and put your request in, like I said, under the comments under this video, or you can go on my IG and we can discuss it there. Like I said, like, comment, share, all that. It was good talking to y'all. This is the very first episode. I will get better, but here we are today. Peace. The Press Pass.
Voice out, hey,